way up in North India are the beautiful mountains known as Himalayas, and they are tall and tall and tall and tall, and top of the tall mountains are the tall trees with the tallest things in the world. And in this tall mountains, two parents gave birth to a very unique child, and the child was called AERI. And AERI was a very naughty kid. He was very violent when he was born. He always wanted to go off hunting. So even when he was a little baby, he would take little rocks and throw it at animals to hunt them. So he was such a hunting kid. The parents said, okay, he wants to hunt, let the child have his way. He's our son after all. And they let him have his bow and his arrows and his little swords and the spears. And AERI kid was so happy hunting animals and bringing all the meat home for the village. So they let him go. But as he grew older, his desire to hunt overtook him. You know, sometimes when lice get into people's hair, first you think you're in control, but sometimes the lice gets into your ear and you become mad. And just like the head lice catches you in your ear and you get mad, AERI got mad with hunting. So he decided, his parents said, if you're going to hunt close to our village, you're going to eat up all the animals here and there won't be anything left for the future. So you better go away into the wilderness and hunt there, and hunt to all your content, go for 2 years, finish your hunting, finish the madness in your head, and come back to us. So AERI took his hunting tools, and as he left, the gods were very pleased with him because he was such a good hunter. So they presented him with a great eagle, with a great large bird, and that bird he called Gisha. And there was another set of gods came and said, we present you with this hunting dog. And they presented with a large hound, a nice woolly shaggy dog, which is usually called ouch in the Himalayan language. So he had a Gisha and an ouch with him, and he went off to the jungles. And in the Himalayas you don't ride horses, you have to go on foot because the horses cannot cross the terrains. Because sometimes you have to swim across the rivers, sometimes you have to climb up on the mountains, sometimes there are no pathways and you have to slash your way through the jungles. So AERI, his Gisha and his ouch went off hunting, and they were hunting, and they hunted well for about 3 days. And then he was very tired. Then he found this, then he remembered that his parents had talked to him about this particular herb in the Himalayas, and you should eat it with the salt that sweats from the mountain. And this great Himalayan salt that sweats from the mountain is very, very good for health, and it gives you virility and it makes you produce lots of babies. So that he went in search of the virility salt, and he went all the way up to the cliffs where there was snow on top, but there was a river on the bottom. But he was very brave, and with Gisha's and Ouch's help, he managed to get the salt. He ate the salt, he drank the water, and then it made him feel very sleepy. Because if you eat a lot of the salt in the mountain, the sweat salt from the mountain, Himalayan mountain, you feel sleepy. So he went, and there are very few trees on top of the cliffs. So he finally found a shrubby small tree, and he decided to rest under its shade because the mountain sun is very, very hot, and you should not expose your skin to it, otherwise the white skin will become black and peel away. So you have to sleep under the tree. And so he found that little shrubby tree and slept under that. But you know what? He was afraid that Gisha and Ouch will run away. So the kid, who had not learnt properly under his teachers, probably sleeping in class like all of us, and he tied Gisha to one leg. The big strong bird was tied to one leg. Quite foolish, right? And to the other leg he tied Ouch. And then he fell asleep, and the salt and the sun and the warmth and the tiredness of hunting for 2 days, his whole passion, it made him so tired he just slept a deep coma sleep, as if he was dead. Ants were biting him, he didn't wake up. Birds were chirping, he didn't wake up. People were passing, he didn't wake up. He just slept like a log. But there was a nasty little musk deer in the Himalayas. It's a demon, It's a demon deer. It has two heads. It's actually two deer in one. So it could become one person, and it could come with the two heads, or it could split into two and go in two different directions. So this nasty little demon deer saw AERI sleeping there, and he said, this man's been killing everyone in the forest. I'm going to take revenge on him. And the deer comes. It tries to wake up AERI. AERI doesn't wake up. But the animals are awake. His geisha, the eagle, and his dog wake up and see this strange creature with two heads and two bodies as one. And it teases them. Both are of course meat eaters, and it goes very close to them and teases them, and goes close to the dog and teases, and both are getting very violent and really agitated with the two-headed creature. The two-headed creature suddenly splits into two and takes off in opposite directions, and the stupid animals, they are so much in awe of hunting down these two, because AERI has also fired them up. They pull AERI apart into two pieces and go in two different directions. And poor AERI, because of his foolishness, is torn into two pieces. And then the gods look down and say, oh my God, our favorite hunting child has been hurt, and he's dead now, has become a spirit. And then they call AERI and bless him. So his spirit, they join his spirit together and say, listen, enough of hunting. We will give you sheep, and you become a pastoral god. Take care of this forest for the people. I will make sure the villagers feed you with meat every time there's a festival. And so it is that AERI lives in the mountains of the Himalayas in an old forest jungle as the deity of the pastoral. And that is how the hunter became a shepherd. And from then on, the villagers in that area gave up hunting, and they all became shepherd. And AERI said, in my forest you shall not cut wood. You can only take the leaves for the goats and sheep. And every once a year you shall hold a jagar for me, which is a shaman dance, where you shall feed me with 30 heads of sheep to satisfy my appetite, and I will take care of you people forever and ever. And that is the story of AERI, the pastoral herds god, who still lives in his old jungle. And I've been to this jungle and met AERI.